We're going to look at the economy, record snow hitting the Northeast, part of the global warming, they say. So, again, pay Al Gore money. He'll fix all of it. We've got another bizarro story, good news. Charges dismissed against man arrested for drinking iced tea. So that's coming up as well today. And if you listen carefully, the bankers are actually telling us what is going to happen next. And we've got Harry Dent joining us to look at the global economic collapse. More and more mainline analysts say it's imminent. Are you ready for the Dow at 6,000? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but most of the money is on that. The question is when. And if you say, well, I don't own stock, why do I care? Because it's connected to every level of the economy in almost all these publicly traded companies. If the stock market goes from 18,000 or 19,000 down to 6,000, it is going to be just a huge event. We'll be like Spain or Greece or Ireland in deep, deep doo-doo. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have the tourist industry in most areas of the country like Ireland or Greece or Spain do. I hate to say it, but just the U.S. is not as interesting across the board as places like Ireland or Spain or Greece. We just don't have the tourist dollars they have, especially with our TSA and the rest of it. People are scared to come here because we're not a free country in many respects. But I'm babbling. Let's go to some very exciting rhetoric from Governor Jindal.
We insist today that if people come into our country, they should respect the right of self-determination, religious liberty, and freedom of speech for others. Yet some of these values aren't very fashionable, according to the elite that infect our media, our government, and certainly Washington, D.C. So my first point is this, and that transitions me to my first point is this. The whole point, the reason we have publicly funded education, as opposed to simply telling families, yes, this will help you earn more money, therefore you should go educate your children. There's nothing wrong with saying education is critical for an aspirational society. There's nothing wrong with saying education will help us develop our economy and improve our quality of life. But fundamentally, it is about self-governance. It's about teaching the next generation of citizens to be able to hire and fire their leaders and to become those leaders. And we risk it all, that American exceptionalism, if we allow the elites, oftentimes unelected, behind closed doors with no transparency, to dictate to us how our children are going to learn about American history and civics and so many other topics that are so important to creating that citizenry with critical thinking. And that brings me to my second point. In our lifetimes, in the last 5-6 years, we have seen an overreach of government power that is unprecedented in our country's history. And I would argue to you that none of us would have thought possible just a few short years ago. Now, what do I mean by that? If I could travel through time and stand on this stage several years ago, and I said to you, do you really believe the IRS would go and after conservative groups because of their beliefs? I don't think we would have thought that possible in our country. If I stood up here and said, do you really believe the Department of Justice is going to go and spy on AP reporters? I don't think we would have thought that possible. If I stood up here and said, do you really believe that the same Department of Justice, through Fast and Furious, would be providing guns to Mexican drug cartels, even while our administration seems to oppose the legal, the constitutional gun rights of law-abiding Americans? We wouldn't have thought that was possible. If I were standing on the stage and said, do you really believe the Federal Department of Justice would try to go to court in Louisiana to shut down a school choice program, where nearly 90% of the kids come from minority families, and they all come from low-income families, fleeing from schools getting C's, D's, or F's, supposedly on the grounds of integration, supposedly on the grounds of the same laws that were designed to protect the most disadvantaged students in our country? We wouldn't believe that. If I stood on this stage several years ago and said, do you really believe our federal government was going to create a new entitlement program and we can't afford the ones we've got? It was going to put government bureaucrats between you and your doctor in the form of Obamacare. We wouldn't believe that. So I think parents are right to be skeptical and worried about an overreach by our federal government into our K-12 classrooms. Now, our opponents would tell us, they would mock us and say, what do you have to worry about? But I would argue, after what we have seen, all the broken promises, remember, we were told if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your health plan, you can keep your health plan. Our premiums were supposed to go down $2,500. And the reality is we've seen broken promise after broken promise. We've seen an unprecedented expansion of government power, intrusion into our lives, telling us how the elites think we should be living our lives. And by the way, as a side note, I do have just a message, because this is not just a criticism of Democrats.
We're going to go to break. This is powerful speech, though. The full speech is on Infowars.com. Stay with us.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Attention all radio listeners. Survival Life is giving away free credit card knives exclusively to our radio listeners here today. Visit mycreditcardknife.com to see this covert knife in action and claim yours for free. It's the same knife you've seen in the airline magazines for $29.95, but today it's yours free. Just pay shipping and handling. mycreditcardknife.com, mycreditcardknife.com. Go now.
The month of February is all about Valentine's Day. Big heart-shaped boxes filled with delicious candy. What if we, the Patriots, hijacked Valentine's Day and instead made it about human liberty and individual empowerment? I'm all about human potential. I'm all about the individual being empowered. The establishment is the opposite. That's why they spike our water with fluoride, GMO, estrogen mimickers, and the rest of the garbage. InfoWars is striking back in the month of February with Human Empowerment Month. How we can come together and win the human race. And to celebrate the kickoff of Human Empowerment Month, we're slashing prices on InfoWarsLife.com products like Super Male and Super Female Vitality. The sale is only running for the month, 20% off, and there's a lot of other powerful specials at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWarsLife.com, celebrating human potential in the month of February. Visit InfoWarsLife.com to find this special and many others in the month of February. Again, InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you, has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day, unique, affordable survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit MyPatriotSupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. And this could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Big Brother, mainstream media. You want answers? Well, so do we. We're the InfoWars crew, coming at you live from deep in the heart of Texas, Austin, broadcasting worldwide in defense of human liberty. I am your host, Alex Jones. Coming up, I aired this just a week or so ago. We usually air these intros every few months because we've got dozens and dozens of them. But I'm going to air a little 2.5-minute intro that Darren McBreen and David Knight put together. And this piece deals with Soylent Green and shows the mainstream news articles and medical journals where they say, let's start killing babies up to age 3. Let's start killing babies up to age 5, even if they're healthy. Let's start killing old people. Let's put the troops on secret don't treat death list. I mean, all this is really going on. And to show how far we've come, it was 5 years ago that Paul Watson found the medical journal. There's the London Telegraph. Killing babies no different from abortion, experts say. London Telegraph. That was 4 or 5 years ago. In fact, what was the date on that? Because they came out about 4 days after us in the Telegraph. So 2012. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. And back then, Paul Watson found the mainline journal. A listener sent us the tip. In the Journal of Bioethics, where they said, yeah, let's start killing kids up to age 3 and just make it the state or the parent's choice. And then so-called liberals came out, the BMJ blogs covered it, and were defending the publication of after-birth abortion. And that was in the Journal of Medical Ethics. So when this first came out, for a good 4, 5, 6 days, only DrudgeReport.com linked to our story. Now, Drudge could go to our article, see it had a link to the Bioethics Journal, and that we told the truth. We were attacked by MSNBC, by a whole bunch of other publications as liars, saying it wasn't true. Now, fast forward 4 years, and it's all over the news that, oh, yeah, we should start aborting babies after birth. This is what's crazy. And then Joe Biggs goes and does a report at UT and gets half the respondents to sign a petition to start aborting kids up to age 5. And they have the Austin American-Statesman, Fact Checker, and all those other publications do an article saying we're wrong, there is no move to start killing babies after birth. See, so they want it both ways. There is a world government, but there isn't a world government. Yes, vaccines can damage you, but that's a conspiracy theory. They can't, even though the insert says it. They play these games, hoping you don't go look at the facts. So I've got all this world news I'm going to get to, but first I wanted to talk about this dehumanization, because when you go to the so-called feminist websites, these are anti-human websites. They've gotten women to hate their own species and to turn against their own species, and it's a cult of hating men and hating other women that they can't control. And it's a group of women given media power, you name it, university power, to sit up there and try to bully women into not being barefoot and pregnant. And by the way, if women want to be rocket scientists or engineers or PhDs, more power to you. There's always been women like that. But biologically, at least in certain times in women's lives, they want to be barefoot and pregnant. They're as happy as a pig and you know what. And daddy gets real happy. He gets real fat. The kids are happy. Every statistic shows that's a very happy family. That's how humans have always been designed. That's what we do. And that's being dismantled by the same military-industrial complex that told us cigarettes were good for our lungs. They're lying to us. But now the extrapolation ends up being, you can't say brown bag day, that's racist. You can't have men do good at sports or anybody win at sports because that makes somebody else feel bad. This is cult-like beyond Brave New World, beyond 1984, beyond The Trial by Kafka. This is beyond the most hardcore dystopic literature nightmares dreamed up by people that lived in the Soviet Union or were in the Soviet Union or who fought against the Soviet Union or who fought against or lived under fascism. Books like We and The Trial and 1984 come out of first-hand experiences of dehumanization. And if we can get women to ever wake up to this fact about how key they are to everything, they can re-empower humanity. But they've been sabotaged. Men have been sabotaged as well. And so if we can ever get women to realize the scientific mind control they're under that might as well be deployed by an alien species. I mean, that's how scientific it is. Then we could save the human race because we're all in this together. It's more divide and conquer. We'll come back with that report.
We're on the march.
On